Hello and welcome to Lady Di's Book Club. I have read a really good book. It was entertaining. There was a little touch of history. There was a little bit of mobster drama. There was a little bit of early Frank Sinatra. Did a little cameo. There was World War II, pre-American getting in all the way. And there was spy action going on. And what did I read? I read Crossfire by Wilbur Smith. I had never read this author before, and I'm glad that his books are still being collaborated with others. This one happened to be collaborated with David Churchill, which reminds me that Winston Churchill makes a cameo in this too, So it's really, really good times. I don't know how much you are into all of that, but I lived in Belgium for a while, so I took a lot of history while I was there and went to a lot of the different sites. And so anything that touches on a little bit of World War I, World War II history, Europe, anything like that just gets me going. What I liked about this was that there was a little bit of education too, besides all of the drama, all of the kick-ass heroine, This is my first time that I have heard of Saffron Courtney. And she is one kick-ass young lady for being a spy and being a rich lady at that. I could not believe how much that she was just kicking behind and taking names, let me tell you. But she was part of the British Secret Service, actually, and they do throw out a lot of acronyms, which now I'm going to have to read because I forget. It's the COE, the Special Operations Executive, which is what she was part of, and that was part of the British spy in World War II. The SIS, which turned into the United Kingdom's MI6, 007 fame, things like that. That was also special intelligence in the UK. And then they talk about the Ab War. And I had never heard about the Ab War before, and that was the German intelligence prior to Hitler's Nazi regime. So you get a little mix of this spy, that spy, we're doing this, we're looking at you, there's torpedoes, there's Queen Marys that have been refitted, there's all kinds of fun stuff in this one. It's just a really, really nice read. It never ever starts, and the descriptions are good too. Let me read one of these to you. It reminds me of the one and only time I've been to New York City. I went way back in the 1980s, so I'm telling you how old I am. But I went way back in the 1980s, and I had come from the Seattle area, so more green spaces, things like that. And we tried to go just to downtown to Central Park, just one day. That's all we wanted was one day. Drove into New York City, got into Manhattan, couldn't find a place to park, and just could not believe that you couldn't see anything except for buildings unless you looked up at the sky. And that's all you got was just a glimpse of sky. And Mr. Wilbur Smith actually does a really good job of describing the way that I felt at that time. He's talking about Saffron. She'd seen the world, all over the world, including Cairo, France, Germany. She'd been to a lot of places, but when she stepped out of the St. Regis Hotel and onto Fifth Avenue and looked down a seemingly endless canyon of concrete and glass filled with hurrying New Yorkers, hot dog stands, horn-tooting cars, trucks, buses, and bright yellow taxis, Saffron felt like a naive, inexperienced ingenue, overwhelmed by the wonder and excitement to which no visitor ever gets their first taste of Manhattan was immune. And I kind of screwed that up a little bit, but you get it. She just was in awe, absolutely in awe. And like I said, it was interesting. They even talk about the St. Regis Hotel. They talk about the King Cole Bar. John Astor. Which one? John Astor, I have that one marked too. Hang on a second. John Astor the Fourth, I believe it was. Yeah, John Jacob Astor the Fourth actually had a tongue-in-cheek painting of himself done up like Old King Cole was a merry old soul and merry old soul was he. That nursery rhyme, he actually had himself done as a portrait of being Old King Cole on the throne with the fiddler's three and his pipe and his bowl and everything else that goes with that nursery rhyme. And he actually mentions that in here, and that's kind of cool that there's a little bit of New York culture, New York history thrown in as well. I really, really, really enjoyed this book. It was a nice read. It took me a little while to get through. It wasn't short like some of the other ones that I've been reading lately. It is, how many pages is it? It's 343 pages, but it's worth every bit of it. So if you get a chance and you like history, there's enough history in here to actually look up and figure out what was going on, to actually take it to search engines, take it to AI, ask them about things that you're reading in this book, and get some more background. It's a very, very interesting read. Now, I haven't done it yet. Dang it, I told you I would. Maybe that was on Instagram. But I said that I would fill out my 2026 goals. And I haven't done that yet. My reading goals and my reading journal and my to be read pages. I am going to keep a notebook this year of everything that I read, because sometimes I forget what I've read in the past, and I'll see myself in the stacks looking at books going, gee, did I read this? Might not be right away, be a couple of years from now, but did I read this? Did I like this? Do I want to read this again? What's going on? So I decided this year I probably need to keep track of it. I read so many books that I made some nice little sheets. You can actually get those sheets for yourself. I think I've shown them on the previous one. If not, my next video, I'll pick them up and show them to you after I filled them out. But I've actually done a newsletter. I'm trying to get a newsletter started that'll come out twice a month on the 5th and the 20th of the month, that would highlight a couple of books that I've read recently, more in depth, and actually maybe a reading list of what I've got upcoming, so you can play along if you'd like to. And also, I want to give you as a gift these reading journal pages, so that way you can make your own goals. You can play along with me. Okay, I actually have finished one of my goals, and that'll be a future post. I did finish an Audible. That was an experience, let me tell you. It was interesting, and I'm going to start a second one. Now, do I like it? I'm not sure, and so far I'm only using it for nonfiction. But we'll see. We'll see. One of these times I might throw an Audible in for just pure fiction listening pleasure. I also have never ever picked up an ebook ever, so that's going to be on my goal as well. But if you would like, you can go on and sign up for my newsletter. It's at Lady Di's Book Club on Beehive. All you have to do is type it into your search engine. It'll come up. Also on Facebook, there's a link there. There's a link on YouTube as well. And on my Instagram, I don't think I've linked it there yet, but you can find me all over the place, whether you want to or not. Lady Di's Book Club. Just look me up. Check out what's going on. And join me in reading. Let's make 2026 a great, calm year. Reading is so good for our nervous system and takes our eyes off the screens. Unless, of course, you're reading an ebook. That's a different animal. Have a great day, and I'll see you next week. Bye.